Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. This video is all about effects of Jupiter debilitation as per Vedic astrology. So if at all Jupiter is placed in the Capricorn zodiac sign, especially between 5 to 15 degrees, then it is considered as debilitation. The highest debilitation will be seen between the 8 degrees to 14 degrees. If at all you have a Jupiter in the 8 to 14 degrees in the Capricorn zodiac sign, it is considered as debilitated. Debilitated as in like it loses its energy. That means Jupiter will not be able to provide its blessing because that energy is missing in your birth chart. And that's why all the negative effects of Jupiter will be seen in your life if at all you have a Jupiter debilitation in your horoscope. Okay. The Jupiter debilitation depends upon which nakshatra it is staying. Ideally, if at all it is placed in the, Shravana nakshatra. Let's take the example of Shravana nakshatra. Let's say Jupiter is placed in the Shravana nakshatra and that Shravana nakshatra Lord is basically moon and moon is placed in the 6th house. So what will happen? You'll be having the mental harassment because of your enemies. You'll be having mental harassment because of obstacles and challenges in your life. You'll be having mental harassment or the mental stress. It's because of financial problems or debts or any kind of related to the obstacles and challenges related to money in your life. That's because of the reason, as I mentioned to you, 6th house talks about debts, evil, enemies, obstacles, challenges, diseases. Okay, so what are the hurdles that you face in your life can be seen from the 6th house. And if the Jupiter is placed in the Shravana nakshatra and specific moon is placed in the 6th house, this is what gonna be happening as I just mentioned to you. And let's say the Jupiter is placed on the Shravana nakshatra and the nakshatra lord, basically moon, is placed in the 11th house. Okay, 11th house is the house of gains. 11th house is the house of hopes and wishes. 11th house is the house of friends. 11th house is the house of your father. 11th house is the house of long distance journey. Okay, so as Jupiter is debilitated, the main planet itself is debilitated, it lost its energy as I mentioned to you. So you'll be having the stress related to the moon is the planet which governs your thoughts and mindset, which I discussed in the moon video. So as Jupiter is placed in the Shravana nakshatra, the nakshatra lord is basically moon, and if at all it is placed in the 11th house. 11th house supposed to give you the gains. 11th is supposed to help you to fulfilling your hopes and wishes. But as Jupiter is debilitated in your birth chart, that specific moon, okay, the Jupiter nakshatra, which is nothing but Shravana nakshatra's lord moon, cannot be able to provide you its blessing. The reason being, the main lord, the main planet Jupiter is sitting in the debilitated state. And obviously it is being controlled by its depositor, which is the Shravana nakshatra lord, because Jupiter is placed in the Shravana nakshatra as an example, and that specific moon will not be able to provide you enough of finances, enough of you will not be able to reach your goals and hopes and wishes. You will not be able to sustain in certain things, and you will be in very not so flexible in nature. So all those things generally happens, and there will be some kind of obstacles with challenges from the enemy side. There will be obstacles and conflicts with your friends. All these things generally happens if Jupiter is placed in the debilitated state. Most importantly, you will have issues with regards to the finances. The reason being, Jupiter is debilitated in your birth chart. The Jupiter has lost its energy. That means the karakas, the karakatwas which I mentioned to you. If at all you have any confusion with regards to what is Jupiter, what is the significance of Jupiter, there is a video which I have made on the significance of planet Jupiter. Please check in my YouTube channel, you should be able to get it. And if Jupiter is debilitated, and what are the karakatwas which Jupiter is supposed to bless you, it will not be able to provide you 100% result, and there will be some kind of effort losses, and there will be communication losses, there will be money losses, fame losses. All these things generally happens if at all Jupiter is debilitated in your birth chart. And everybody experiences will be different from one another. It will not be same for everyone. Depending upon the Jupiter nakshatra it is placed in your birth chart, your prediction keeps varying across. Let's say the Jupiter is placed on the Mars nakshatra, and the planet Mars is basically placed in the 9th house. Okay, 9th house is the house of luck. 9th house is the house of blessings from ancestors. 9th house is the house of long distance journey. Now 9th house is the house of fortune. That means as Jupiter is debilitated and the Lord the nakshatra Lord Mars is placed in the 9th house, you have to work super hard in order to achieve something. The luck might not be in favor to you because 9th house talks about luck. Ninth house talks about long distance journey. The long distance journey would not be able to favor you for a longer period of time. Ninth house also talks about father. There will be frequent quarrels and conflicts with your father. Ninth house also talks about ancestral blessings. You will not have very good blessings from ancestors. So which means you have to literally work hard, and if at all any small affliction in your birth chart, that will trigger to a big issue in your life. So that generally happens if you don't have blessings from ancestors. That means the ninth house blessing is missing here. That's because of the reason Jupiter is debilitated in your birth chart. Okay, so if at all you have a Jupiter debilitated in your birth chart, please don't worry for it. Don't think that you will be always facing the negative effects, because it's not just a Jupiter. There will be other 8 planets which will be influencing your life. So you don't need to literally worry for it. You just don't need to really of course, Jupiter is the most important planet. As I mentioned to you, Jupiter is the most auspicious planet out of all the 9 out of other 8 planets. But let me tell you, Jupiter is not the only planet which will be providing its blessing. There are other 8 planets which is governing your life. Maybe Venus would be positive in your birth chart, never know. Saturn would have been positive in your birth chart. Then Mars would have been positive in your birth chart. Those planets will start giving its blessing in its planetary period. But when Jupiter Mahadasha and Jupiter Antradasha and Jupiter planetary period comes in your life, that's when there will be a problem. That's when there will be a mental stress and challenges and obstacles in your life. And of course, let me tell you one thing. All the debilitated planets in your life, in your birth chart, is trying to teach you something. It is trying to teach you patience, most importantly. It is trying to teach you, how to lead a happy life with the minimal things. See, in order to lead a happy life and a simple life, you just need a peace of mind. You don't need a luxuries. You don't need a great comforts. You don't need a lot of money. That's what Jupiter debilitation is teaching you. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If at all you need my astrological consultations, the link is mentioned in the description section. Do book for an astrological consultation. I can able to rule out the analysis pertaining to all the 9 planets in your birth chart, and also I'll be able to draft the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and irrespective of any problem that you have, I can able to check your birth chart and I can able to tell you the prediction analysis pertaining to those planetary alignment in your birth chart. Okay, and I'll see you in the consultation. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.